Hello and welcome. I would like to share with you some short sequence. It's mainly for the hip opening area to strengthen the hips, and you can practice this any time of the day. I think especially in the evening to really open up through the hips and release any tension. So let's just make a start from knees hip apart. Spread your fingers. Let's just start with a couple of movements of cat and cow to warm up our spine. So inhale, hollow your back, lift the chest. Exhale, arch your back, tuck your tailbone in, chin towards the chest. Inhale and lift again the chest, hollow your back. And then exhale. Bring your spine back to neutral. Take your knees a couple of inches back for a downward dog. Curl your toes under and then just lift your hips. Keep your knees bent. Keep extending this through the spine, lifting the hips. Now make sure you're extending through your outside upper arms to place the shoulder blades on the back of your rib cage. So you have a space for your head and neck to rest down, looking towards your feet. Keep your knees bent. Keep lengthening through the spine. And to warm up more, just bend the alternative knee towards the center. So slow movements, walking dog. Gently pressing the opposite heel towards the mat. And then lengthening through the spine as we stay for a couple of breaths in downward dog, through the back of your legs stretching. Maybe the heels are reaching a little bit closer towards the mat. If not, just keep the knees soft. Avoid to sinking into your limbs. So really lengthen and straighten through the spine, reaching with the hips up. And then we're going to try extend our right leg, so three-legged dog. If this is too challenging for you, just simply stay in downward dog. Or you can even release it back down to a tabletop if that's too long or too challenging. So extending our leg, then bring it forward, bend knee. Placing in the middle, maybe taking your hands and helping through. So placing the knee over the heel. So it's a 90-degree angle. Releasing the knee down now, the left knee. Lifting, pressing with your hands onto your knee. Sinking the hips a little bit deeper. Extending your arms. Make sure your arms at shoulder level again so they're not too close. Then take your arms behind. Interlace your fingers. Stretch your arms down. And then slowly release. Frame your leg. Curl your toes under and make your way again back to a downward dog. Take a few breaths in downward dog. Keep lengthening through the spine. Keep your core strong. And maybe extend your left leg. Bring the knee forward. Step as far as you can and maybe then help it through between your hands. Lower your right knee down. Align the knee over your heel. Taking your right knee a little bit further back to opening through the hip. Tailbone points it right down. Press your hands over your knees. Opening through the right hip. Raise your arms. And then lower your arms behind you. Draw your arms down and away from your body. Lift the chest. And then slowly release. Frame your leg. Curl your toes under. Lift the knee and step back to a downward dog again. Lengthen through the spine. And then slowly again bring your knee. You can extend your leg again if you want to, or you can just step forward. You can always just do what's right for you. If you find this really challenging, just simply step your right leg forward again. So bring it forward, help it through. Now this time place your hands on the inside, walking the foot onto the outside. So we're doing a lizard pose variation. So we're going to rest the foot on the outside of our right hand, taking the knee slightly out, opening through the hip, lowering the left knee down, and maybe even, if it's suitable for you, just working to what's right for your body. Maybe come into your forearms. So opening through the hip, taking your knee slightly out. Or maybe just simply staying on your hands if your hips are quite tight, then this may not be for you. And then slowly, as you walk your hands, support with your hands pressing back, maybe this time to a tabletop, and just lower the hips down to stretch through the spine. And then making our way up again to a downward dog. And this time extending the left leg. Bringing the knee forward, stepping, bending the knee forward, maybe helping with your hands, placing between your hands, and then tiptoe onto outside. Dropping the right knee down, and rather staying here, bring the knee slightly out, or bringing your forearms down. Opening through the left hip. And then slowly taking your hands, as you support yourself, release it back. Step your knee back to a tabletop and make your way to a downward dog again. Finding the foundation, so lengthen through the spine, keeping the core strong. And then slowly releasing back down. Going to do a seated posture, so wide seated forward bend, taking your legs wide apart. Stretching through the back of your legs, so if your hamstrings are really tight, then keep the knees soft. So your lower back is nice and flat. Then take your hands to your ankles. And then take your hands forward and only ease as far forward as it feels right for you. If you can stretch the back of your legs, you can flex your feet. If not, keep your knees slightly bent and only do what feels right for you. So maybe easing down into your forearms so far. With each exhalation, coming a little bit deeper into the posture. And then slowly, as you walk your hands back, bring your feet into an easy pose. And we're going to do one more pose. We're going to do a frog pose. So coming into our knees, your hands straight down from the shoulders, knees hip apart. We're going to take the knees wider apart. So as wide as it feels right for your hips. Now taking the shin straight down from the knee and toes coming to outside. So make sure the shin follows straight down from the knees, and we come into our forearms. And the idea is to gently press the hips back. So we're working into the hip area, pressing gently back and easing forward, gently back and easing forward. And one more time, gently pressing back and then forward. To come out of the posture, place your hands underneath the shoulders first and then bring the knees back to a tabletop and then come into your back. Bring the knees towards the chest and gently sway from side to side. And we're just going to finish this with a happy baby pose. So we're going to raise our feet towards the sky and then take our knees wider apart as if we were trying to bring the knees towards our armpits. Placing your hands on the soles of your feet, rather from inside or outside. And just slowly, just making the movements that whatever feels right for you. So maybe bending the knee one way or the other, maybe stretching the legs slightly. So just working into the hip area. And then slowly we're going to bring the soles of our feet together and lower down to reclining cobbler's pose. Rocking the knees from side to side. And then placing your hands on your abdomen. And just finish this with a few breaths. You can stay there as long as you need to. So inhale and expand your belly. Exhale and release. So take a few breaths like this, so with each inhalation expanding the belly, with the exhalation releasing back down. And then you can extend your legs to a resting posture, corpse posture, Shavasana. Taking your feet a little bit wider apart, resting the arms at the side of your body, palms of your hands facing up. And you can stay in this pose as long as you need to. Just bring your attention to your breath. And then slowly start bringing movements to your feet, to your ankles, maybe stretch. And then just bending your knees back towards the chest, roll onto the right side. And then just support yourself with your left hand, making a way to a seated posture with your legs crossed. Bringing your arms forward to a prayer pose, lengthening through the spine. And then exhale. Namaste. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy that.